And we carry on with these most precious practices of the preliminary practices. And we really are very fortunate to be following a very pure lineage, that of the Longso Ngondro and the Longchen Yintik Ngondro. It's very important that these practices are incorporated in our daily lives and that we experience the effect in our daily lives. It's not important to do these to impress anybody or to show off. It's important that it transforms our mind stream, that our mind becomes kinder, more tolerant, our forbearance grows, we truly wish for the benefit and work for the benefit of others, and that our afflictive emotions become less and less. So, if you find that while you're practicing, you're becoming more impatient or unhappier, or your attachment is becoming greater, then there's a good possibility that you haven't been applying the teachings properly. They're not reflecting in your daily life. Our mind gets tired very quickly, it gets bored very quickly, it gets distracted very quickly. So it's very important that we train our mind, and we train it in awareness. Through that awareness, we maintain the right mindfulness and awareness. That means, one, being aware of what's arising, and the second is knowing what to adapt and what not to adapt, what is positive, what is negative, what will create the causes and conditions for future suffering, and which will create the causes and conditions for future happiness. Sometimes we're always pursuing wealth, we're dissatisfied with what we have, always looking at what else we can get, looking at what other people have sometimes. So we're competitive, or we have attachment or desire for additional goods, more fame, more fortune, more recognition. As Jigme Limpa said, a really wealthy person is a person who is satisfied with what they have. And we really let go of all of these desires and many of these attachments. Really, we can be very satisfied with very little. We don't really need a lot to be happy. The happiness really comes from within ourselves, from within those inner qualities that we all inherently have. And if we have that happiness in ourselves, if we have those qualities within ourselves, or we cultivate those qualities, we realize those qualities, actually they're all there, then we will be happier day by day. We will be more content. Our life will be very simple. So keep life simple. Keeping life simple is of great benefit. When our life is simple, we aren't so distracted. We don't spend so much time looking after and worrying about all of these material concerns. When we have a lot of materiality or material concerns, it takes a lot of time and effort. One, gaining it, gaining the fame and the reputation or the wealth. Then when we have it, we spend a lot of time looking after it, trying to make it grow, protecting it, thinking how to invest it. Keep life simple. It's also very beneficial for the practices. Invest in noble wealth. What is that noble wealth? This love and kindness and compassion, the joy for the happiness of everybody, generosity, wisdom, forbearance. These qualities will go with us from life to life. It's not just an investment. If we really want to invest, we say invest. Invest in your future. We invest in our retirement. That will last. If we're fortunate to retire, that'll be an investment for this lifetime. These qualities, these inner qualities, these are investments for lifetime to lifetime. They will go with us. Wherever we go, our mind and our habits go with us if we haven't transformed them. So they will go with us to the next life. And so our life will become better and better the more and more we invest in these qualities. If however we invest in our greed, our attachment, our desires, our anger, our jealousy and our pride, also they will go with us to the next life as well. And then if we take those with us into our next lives, then our life in the next lives will probably be more difficult. Really make the investment, and make the investment in what is really long term, that will benefit us from lifetime to lifetime, and not only benefit us, benefit others as well. What do we do? Because of the self-grasping, we invest or we believe in all sorts of concepts about I. So what do we do? It's like a silkworm that wraps itself up in a cocoon. All of these concepts, we see the world according to those concepts. We judge the world according to those concepts. What do? We add on more and more concepts, more and more habits. It must be like this, it must be like that. If it's not the way we like it, then we become unhappy. If it's not according to the way we wish it to be or perceive it to be, we become uneasy. Maybe we become disheartened or unhappy, or we become angry or disappointed. And we only look through the world. We only look at the world through those little gaps that we create. This is how I want to see the world. This is how the world should be. Like maybe, for instance, in the cocoon, we only have a few windows and we can only see in and out of those windows. Or we only have a door or two and we can only go in or out those few doors. But all accesses, all other information, all other options are closed out. Why? Because we want to protect ourselves. But are we really protecting ourselves? What are we really doing is limiting ourselves. Our view, our perspectives become more and more narrow. And so our mind becomes more and more narrow. However, if we let go of that cocoon, we gradually let go of all of these habits, all of these concepts of how things should be, our mind becomes more and more open. Our view becomes more and more vast. And we become a lot more accepting of those things around us, of differences. We have put ourselves in the prison. The good news about putting ourselves in the prison of our own concepts, is that we can free ourselves because we put ourselves in the prison. Just like the cocoon. The silkworm, nobody wove the silkworm for the silkworm. It wove the silkworm for itself. It entrapped itself so it can also free itself. When we start unraveling all of these concepts, all of these habits, let go of all of these afflictive emotions, more and more we have the opportunity to realize this true nature of mind, this Buddha nature of ours. And every one of us, every single sentient being has this Buddha nature. Why do we not see it? Why do we not know this Buddha nature? It's because it's covered, it's hidden by all of these afflictive emotions, all of these discriminatory thoughts, all of these concepts, all of these judgments. And this is what we relate to. This is how we think it is. This is how we think our mind naturally is. And so we invest in all of these afflictions, these discriminatory thoughts. However, through the guidance of a really special teacher, a teacher that has this realization and knows the methods on how to realize and to know our true nature of mind, they gradually pull us out of, or show us how to be free from all of these afflictive emotions, see through them, to see their true nature, their true essence. And then we're not caught up and we're not controlled by all of these afflictive emotions and discriminatory thoughts. And then we see our mind, the way it really is, our Buddha nature, our true nature of mind. And in that state of mind, there's great clarity, there's great awareness. As those thoughts arise, they are liberated. As those discriminatory thoughts, those afflictive emotions arise, they're transformed, so they don't affect us anymore. It's like the sky. When we look at the sky, if we see the clouds all the time, we may associate the clouds as being the sky. But eventually one day those clouds part Maybe they part for just a while and we see, oh, there's the sky. It's blue. It's not those grey clouds or those black clouds or the white clouds. Similarly as well, when we cut through all of those afflictive emotions and discriminatory thoughts, we see, oh, so this is really how my mind is. This is the essence of my mind. We see that those thoughts, they arose from our true nature of mind and they subsided into the true nature of our mind. However, they didn't affect our true nature of mind. Just like the clouds, they arise in the sky and they disappear in the sky, but they don't affect the sky. Just like the example, we can wash the dishes. We can wash the dirt of the dishes. Why? Because the dirt isn't inherently part of the dish. We can purify these afflictive emotions. And why? Because those afflictive emotions aren't inherently part of our true nature of mind. Why do these afflictive emotions affect us so much? It's because we've invested in them for so long. For this whole life, for lifetimes. We've assumed that this is how it is. And so we've been influenced, we've invested in these afflictive emotions. But now we can let them go. We can cut through them and realize our true nature. To do this, it is very important that we have an enlightened teacher, a root guru.